I think I am losing it. All right. Let me pull up Tapology. Top 15 by late 26-27. I agree with that. I agree with that. All right, boys, look, listen up. Look and listen up. We have to wait a week to see UFC. All right, it's the main event, Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez, and I'm here to tell you guys we will be seeing a masterclass from Sean Strickland. We are going to be seeing a masterclass from Sean Strickland. Now, for whatever reason, he's plus 210. Plus 210. Anthony Hernandez is minus 250. By the way, Anthony Hernandez is coming off of beating up Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze, by the way, and before that, he took Brandon Allen to a decision. Let's not forget what Sean Strickland did to Brandon Allen. He made Brandon Allen look like a heavy bag. He made Brandon Allen look like Bob with no arms, just standing there. Sean Strickland aura farmed off of Brandon Allen. By the way, Anthony Hernandez, let's not forget, Anthony Hernandez went to war. Went to life or death war with Michel Pereira last year. Went to war with Michel Pereira. Now, yes, he's on a sick winning streak. Anthony Hernandez has not lost a fight since 2020, and he lost a fight to Kevin Holland, of all people. To Kevin Holland, of all people, by the way. Look, if you guys really think Anthony Hernandez is going to win, there's only one route for victory for Anthony Hernandez. All right, let's just be honest with each other and check Strickland, Michael spar, Michel Pereira and Sean Strickland sparring. I actually have to check that out. I actually might have to check that out. But let's not forget Anthony going life or death with Michel Pereira, with old geriatric Michel Pereira. Let's not forget about that. That's very significant to keep in mind. That was 3 fights ago? The only path Anthony Hernandez has to victory is jiu-jitsu. That's the only path to victory here. There's no way you guys think Anthony outstrikes him on the feet. There's no way you guys think that he outgasses Strickland. There's no way you think he out-toughs Strickland. The only way Anthony gets this done is on the ground. And let's not forget, Sean Strickland has pretty good jiu-jitsu. He trained with Khamzat Chimaev. He said he was confident in beating up Khamzat Chimaev. If he wins this fight, he will be fighting Khamzat Chimaev. So I don't really think all of the eggs should be put into Anthony Hernandez's grappling ability. At least with Sean Strickland, we know his cardio's pretty good. He's 1-2ing, he's teeping, he's keeping his range. He might get a little crazy. He kind of fights like the Diaz's. If you watch Sean Strickland, he kind of has the Diaz style where he's throwing punches at 50% power. And then when it gets a little crazy, he'll do 100%, 75%, things like that. I like Sean Strickland right here. This is great. This is perfect. Who has Anthony fought? Well, okay, that's not really a great point for me because Anthony has fought a lot of people, but Sean Strickland is coming off of beating up Israel Adesanya, fighting Dricus du Plessis again. Who did he win in the middle of that? Wasn't it Costa? He beat up Paulo Costa. I would be way more, I'm going to be honest. I would be way more terrified to fist fight Paulo Costa than to fist fight Anthony Hernandez. Serious, I'm dead serious. Dead serious. If I'm in an alleyway and on one side is Paulo Costa and on the other side of the alleyway is Anthony Hernandez, I'm going to Anthony Hernandez all day. Thank you for the follow, boys. Thank you for the follows. Yeah, but Fluffy is like that? Marcus, please. Guys, Fluffy is like that. Fluffy's like that. He's a good fighter. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He couldn't even finish Brendan Allen. He went to war with Michel Pereira. He went to war with Roman Dolidze. Sean Strickland, guys. Sean Strickland whooped on Abus, whooped on Nasruddin Imavov. The Jared Cannonier thing, I think Sean won the Jared Cannonier thing. That sparring video is out of context. His last round he's sparring with Michael Sean. We're going to have a wild dog fight for cardio training. Okay, that's fair. See, I didn't even see the clip, but thank you for clarifying. But thank you for clarifying. But how many weird... He beat Cannonier? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even counting this as a loss because he did beat Jared Cannonier in my eyes. So the only people that Sean Strickland has lost to in the past, like, 4 years is Alex Pereira and DDP. That's just his style. He tires people out and then finishes them. Exactly. But keep in mind, boys, the only people Sean Strickland has lost to is the top of the division. DDP and Alex. And, like, are we really going to count the Alex loss? He just touched his off button. The first DDP fight, he went to war. When I first watched it, I had Sean Strickland winning that. But when I watched it back, I realized I was a little delusional, and DDP won that. And the second fight, Sean didn't really do shit. So, in reality, Sean is coming into this fight with a fire under his belly. Who we're talking about? Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. So Sean is coming into this fight with a fire lit under his ass, a fire in his belly. He's turned up. He's locked in. We haven't seen bro in 11 months. We haven't seen him in 11 months, and it was a piss poor performance. Now, the last time that we've seen Sean Strickland, he was blaming his coaching staff. He was blaming the coaching staff. He was blaming Eric Nixick, and Eric Nixick was blaming Sean Strickland. It was a thing. But Sean did not leave the gym. He's still training with Eric Nixick. I think it's Extreme Couture. He's still at Extreme Couture. So I don't really think we're going to be seeing that much of a different strategy of him going out there. I think Sean will get it, but it depends on the pace that Fluffy will have. Fluffy has zero pace. Fluffy is going to do the DDP thing and blitz forward and try to do that. But Sean has dealt with the blitz for 50 minutes straight. Sean Strickland dealt with DDP blitzing him for 50 minutes straight. Anthony Hernandez walking forward and trying to initiate a clinch, I don't think is going to be that big of a problem for Sean Strickland. Now, I do realize that if Sean Strickland gets mauled, this is going to be in somebody's edit. But that's fine. Nah, Fluffy round 4 finish. Fluffy round 4 finish. If Fluffy gets it done, it's going to be early, I think. I don't think boys, Strickland's cardio is like this. It's like top tier. You guys think he's going to hang with Sean Strickland for 4 rounds? Ain't no way. Yeah, I think Sean will show levels. Remember, Kevin Holland did KO him. That's what I'm just saying. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, Anthony Hernandez is on a run. He's on a run. Who has he beat? Brendan Allen? Went to war with Michelle Pereira? Roman Dolidze? He lost to Kevin Holland in 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. And he beat a washed Roman Dolidze, and it took him a little bit of time. It wasn't, you know. Yeah, and Sean will even be sitting down in between rounds. Come on. The writing is on the wall. I just don't understand. It's going to be, can Sean hang with Fluffy for 4 rounds? You, Marcus, are a very interesting individual. You're a very interesting individual, okay? That's a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy thing to say when Sean Strickland is coming off of whooping on Izzy for 5 rounds. Whooping on DDP for 3 rounds, okay? For 3 rounds. Wasn't RDR booked with Fluffy? It was rumored. It was. The Dolidze fight was 4 rounds of, yeah. It was, but in reality, it shouldn't take you 20 minutes to get Roman Dolidze out of there. If you're a top tier fighter, like, you know what I mean? And let's keep in mind, the winner of this fight fights Khamzat Chimaev. The winner of this fight will more than likely fight Khamzat Chimaev. I don't think Nasruddin has taken that. I think if Nasruddin accepted that fight, they would have booked it already. This is a number 1 contenders fight. This is literally a number 1 contendership fight. Sean gets this done. Khamzat does bad things to both of them? Who knows? Fluffy was supposed to fight RDR back in October, and Brendan Allen fought on short notice. Am I wrong? Actually, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, actually, canceled bout. Why was it canceled? Wait, I gotta click on this card, and it'll tell me why it's canceled. Hold on. Is it in the beginning? Hernandez injury. Fluffy had an injury. I remember. Yes. Fluffy had an injury in September. And he's coming off of an injury. And Fluffy is coming off of an injury in September. There is no way he beats this. There's no way There's no way Fluffy beats Sean Strickland. Exactly, RDR beats Fluffy. Allen made him quit. Come on, boys. Hamzat's been saying it's impossible for him to make 185. Now he wants to fight Poatan at 205. Listen. Hamzat, he's in my top 3 most hated fighters right now, I think. I mean, I just dropped my video, top 10 unliked fighters. Why can't you just be fucking active? Do you know how seriously, do you guys realize Hamzat would probably be the biggest name? Bro, I just joined, so I didn't hear what you said, but I bet on UFC. Who do I bet on, Sean or Anthony? We're going Sean. We're going Sean, brother. We're going Sean. Tap into the YouTube channel, Erock MMA. You will see the VOD of what I just talked about for the past 12 minutes in the morning. I'll post it up in the morning. But what was I just saying? Oh, do you guys realize that if Hamzat Chimaev did what he did to DDP twice a year, twice a year, once in September, once in June, something, right? If Hamzat did that twice a year, he would be the biggest star in the sport. Do you know how crazy that is? That you held, I mean, listen, it wasn't a fun watch. It was not a fun watch, right? Him holding side. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. It wasn't a fun watch, him holding side control for 25 minutes. It wasn't. I was yelling at the screen. I was throwing things. I was drunk. I was getting crazy. But him being able to do that is sick. That's sickening. If Hamzat could do that twice a year, for 2 years, 4 fights where you act like that in a row and you're still champion, that would be the biggest star in our sport. Seriously. Hamzat's a scary dude. He's a scary dude when he decides to go outside. He would not be the biggest star. He has the personality of a rock, and his performances are boring. He does have the personality of a rock, Miguel. You are actually very, very right. Can I get your Kyle versus RDR prediction? Look. I want RDR to win. I do. I truly do. But I'm tired of losing my money. I see Brohalo knocking him out. I see Brohalo putting him down. I see Brohalo taking him out. I do. I really do. But I want an RDR KO TKO. He's not a fun fighter to watch. I mean, that Jared Cannonier fight was pretty good. Yeah, look at Merab. He went from the most hated to people's champ. That's a fact. That's very true. Everybody hated Merab. Let's not forget MMA Guru trashing Merab when he beat Peter Yan. Max versus Charles, who's going to win? I got Max, man. I don't think that Charles is going to take him to the ground. I don't think Charles is going to take Max to the ground, boys. I think it's going to be a stand and bang fight. And I think Max is going to put the pressure and keep his distance. Fluffy lives next to my grandma. LOL, that's awesome. That's actually lit. That's actually pretty cool, bro. About to go to bed. One question. Do you think Fedor could beat Cormier? Yes or no? Yes, absolutely. Right now? Is it right, like right now this second? Like right now if they ran into each other on the street? Or Prime versus Prime? Either, you know what? Either way, yes. Prime? Yes. Max is going to drop Charles and get caught in a sub. Ooh. That's crazy. That's actually a good prediction. I'm friends with his son and daughter. They're chill? Hell yeah, bro. What do you think about MVP fighting Cans? I think he should have got in match with Izzy since he lost 3. Look, MVP's problem is that he keeps switching. Dillashaw versus Demetrius Johnson. I'm not a big fan of Dillashaw. I'm gonna go DJ here. I'm more of a fan of Cruz, to be honest. I'm more of a fan of Cruz. I'm totally more of a fan of Cruz. Look, listen. For MVP, right? For MVP, he keeps switching weight classes, bro. That's the biggest issue. He's going on winning streaks and then switching weight classes. You understand what I'm saying? And another thing that he said in an interview, I forgot who he was being interviewed by, but he said it word for word. He was like, look, nobody wants to fight me. Nobody wants to fight me. He won after he won his fight against Jared Cannonier. He wanted to fight somebody else on that same card, right? On that same card. And the UFC told him straight up. They were like, look, no, we have plans for that guy. You can't fight him. Like, they're just like gatekeeping opponents from MVP for whatever. Well, we know why, because MVP embarrasses everybody he fights. Literally. Is he fighting welterweight next? Off like the top of the dome? Off the top of the dome? Let me see if I could tell you. I mean, off the top of the dome, I can't tell you, but let me see if I can find. That's main eventing? Okay. Here we go. Lerone Murphy. MVP. Where are you? MVP versus Sam Patterson. No, 170. 170. He's back at 170. My boy's back at 170. I think him and Prata should have cost Pat. Listen, whoever the UFC in the Grim Reaper Gary, that's sick. That's sick. I mean, Ian didn't win that fight. That was a robbery, boy. Listen, Ian robbed MVP. Can we be for real? Ian robbed MVP bad. Ian robbed MVP super bad, boys. Look. Today is tomorrow. Very true, Javier. MVP did win. It was a robbery. Didn't they give that to Ian Gary? They did. They did give that to Ian Gary. I'm glad I got someone who remembers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. E-Rock never forgets, man. E-Rock would starch Jaden in an MMA match, put that fight on the White House card. I offered it to him. Did he freedom? I asked him. I said, listen, bro, I would be down to fight you. I would be down to fight you. Like, I'm not saying it in a threatening way. Like, I would be down to meet up in a gym. I literally gave him my private gym address. I said, hey, man, I train at this gym at this address. Whenever you're around here, hit me up. He blocked me. Blocked me, by the way. Okay. All right, man. No worries. I'm not bullying anybody. I don't want to be like an asshole, but don't be mean to me and then look at me like I'm crazy when I go nuclear on you. You know what I mean? Mozavar versus Murphy is going to be cool. He don't want the smoke. He don't. Mozavar versus Murphy. I got Mozavar losing. Jaden gets 5K views and thinks he's a big shot, and he's ducking the E-Rock fade, bro. I give him a few months before he's going to get ran out of here by his own comments. He's on Twitter crying about his YouTube comments like every other day. Like every other day, bro. Like, all right. Ian Gary is nasty. He only lost a pre-knee injury. Shavkat. I mean, listen. Let's pull up the ring. JDM will do terrible things to Ian Gary. Actually, JDM will do terrible things to Ian Gary. Michael Morales does terrible things to Ian Gary. E-Rock versus Dana. Dana got some weight on me, boys. You seen Dana's built. Does he beat Protez, though? Ian? He beat Protez already. I think he just does it again. JDM? Oh. Pre-knee, he was injured in that fight? Yeah, Marcus. Shavkat got injured in the Ian Gary fight from Ian Gary. I think JDM does beat Protez. You know, when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, and he lost, right? What's the big old deal, JP? When Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather and lost, he learned a lot. He gained a lot of knowledge. And I think that's exactly what happened to JDM. I think JDM got ragdolled by Islam. I had to shave my head. I had to really humble myself. And I think JDM learned something from that. He better have. Oh, you better have learned something from that, JDM, because I will not be shaving my noggin again. For a little bit, at least, okay? Rest in peace, Shavkat, man. That's a fact. That's a goddamn fact. Damn, have I been live for an hour already? Holy. Yes, but I was saying if Shavkat comes back, he isn't going to be the same after the fight. Nah, he's not coming back. I don't think we'll ever see Shavkat again. I don't think we're seeing Shavkat again. I don't think we're seeing Tom Aspinall again. This sport is nuts. What a crazy sport, by the way. I love me JDM too. I shaved my head because JDM lost, Brenton. All right? Johnny Walker versus Dominic Ray. Johnny Walker all day. Why do I keep freezing? Why do I keep freezing? I'm going Johnny Walker all day. All day. E-Rock, you want to run it real quick before I go to bed? Yo, Koloji, I've been clip farming this whole time, bro. I'm so sorry, Koloji. I've been clip farming this